What's happening? This is Eric.
And Victoria.
And we are coming at you live from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. And we wanted to shoot this quick live video. We were talking about the topic of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey and how it applies to network marketing, building your business, entrepreneurship, and all of that good stuff. So we wanted to just touch on the topic of think win-win. That's his principle number 4. And just to quickly review the 7 habits, number 1 is be proactive. Number 2 is begin with the end in mind.
Yep.
Number 3 is first things first. Number 4 is think win-win. Number 5 is seek first to understand and then be understood. Number 6 is to synergize. And number 2 is sharpen your saw. Sharpen your saw. And so we're going to talk about number 4, think win-win.
That's my favorite.
Now, think win-win, the whole concept is all about cooperation. So think about the manager. He gives an example of a manager that's complaining to Stephen Covey that his employees just don't seem to want to cooperate. I mean, they just have this major problem. They can't seem
rebellious
to...
and hard.
They don't want to work together. They don't want to cooperate. And so Stephen Covey noticed a little thing in the background, a little chart that showed a picture of a horse race. And he had all of these horses in a line, like 6 horses represented the 6 managers, right? And each horse had a picture of each manager's face, and at the end there was a picture of Bahamas or wherever they were going for their big win. And so the point is, he focused so much on competition in everything he did, but he wanted the managers to cooperate. So the problem was not with the managers themselves. The problem was the paradigm he was using. He was using a paradigm of win-lose. You know, everybody's thinking, well, if order for me to win, they have got to lose.
That's a horrible answer.
Yeah. It's kind of like a manager saying we're gonna continue the firings until morale improves, right? That doesn't work. That absolutely doesn't work. So we want to focus on win-win.
Win-win.
And so basically, you can't change the situation until you get to the root of the problem, right? And so we're gonna move over this way just a little bit. Huh? We're just gonna move over move from in front of the door here. We're in front of a post office, guys, so we want to let people get in and take care of their mail. we don't want to slow down the mail, right?
No, we don't.
Although we only use email, we're right. We use Facebook and email.
21st century.
21st century. And so anyway, in order to get people to win-win, you got to have cooperation. Now, there are basically 6 types of paradigms to talk about. There's win-win, which is definitely the best.
My favorite.
And there's win-lose, which is an authoritarian type of process. In other words, you're going to use your power and your strength to make the other side win. Think of Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un. You know, they're both like going at each other and like, well, I'm going to win and you're going to lose, and that's their focus.
I don't like that way.
You don't like win-lose,
no,
right?
I like win-win.
Now, there's also lose-win, and that's capitulation. That's when you've got a negative attitude about yourself. You're like, oh, I'll always lose, right?
Mindset.
Hey, Charlie, we see you out there. We always lose, right? And so you're thinking of just kind of giving up. You're not really going to put any effort into it. You know, I always lose in these situations, so why even try? And that's probably the worst approach to take, because there are maybe other people that could benefit if you created a situation where you could win and other people could win. And if you're always thinking of lose-win, you're always a loser. You're basically thinking of yourself as a loser.
You're only thinking of yourself. And you can make an impact in everybody's life. Everybody can.
Now, there's also lose-lose.
Oh, my God. That's horrible.
And that's when you got 2 egos that are clashing. Maybe that's more like Trump and Kim Jong-un, you know, lose, right?
I'm
gonna, you know, and basically both sides lose. The egos are so huge that there's no chance of anybody making any type of compromise or moving in the direction of the other person, right? So totally win, lose, lose.
Lose, lose.
And then there's win, which is probably the most common scenario. Win is when you're just thinking about yourself and you're thinking, I want to win. I don't care what happens to the other person, you know. I just want to win. And unfortunately, so many people deal with situations when they're dealing with other people, recruiting people, right?
Recruiting.
And how many people fall into that when you're wanting to get someone to become part of your team, to
all
become
you're
part
thinking
of
about is about yourself.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna close this person, right?
Because I have a goal. But it's got to be win-win, right, Eric?
Yeah.
It's got to be something that's beneficial to both.
You're trying to build your team, and so you're looking at that other individual as a door, and you want to close them,
or
right?
How about let's get really down to the nitty-gritty. You're looking at them as a notch on your belt and another commission check.
Absolutely.
And it's got to be win-win.
It's got to be win-win.
It's got to be beneficial. And when it is beneficial on both sides, you've got a situation that's workable.
Yeah,
you do.
And it's very important, Victoria, you mentioned situation, because you want to create a situation for win-win as much as you can. Win-win is not always appropriate, right? If somebody's being kidnapped, you don't want a win-win situation.
Well, yeah, there's certain situations. And even at war, there's certain situations that are not win-win.
Yeah, right. But in general, when you're talking about doing business, especially in network marketing, you want to create a win-win situation.
It's got to be.
So let's look at some of the factors, some of the things you can create an environment that can lead to a healthy win-win situation. So first of all, you want to deal with integrity. You want to be a person of integrity, and you want to have a reputation of integrity.
What goes around comes around. Karma. Woo, baby.
Too much hype. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Too much hype. Boy, if you're Mr. or Mrs. Hype, you already create a situation where the other person is probably not going to trust too much what you're saying.
A lot of people don't like hype. They like business and integrity. Everybody doesn't like hype.
Absolutely.
Some people need that rah-rah, stand on a chair, scream, woo! But everybody don't like that.
Right. Hype
doesn't work for
everyone. Is not conducive to long-term business relationships.
It's a short-term emotion.
It's a short-term emotion.
But it's not a good strategy.
No, it's not. Not a good long-term strategy.
No.
And secondly is maturity. Right? Maturity. In order to look for a win-win, you have to be mature enough to have empathy for the other person's point of view. And you have to be a good listener. You have to listen, and you've got to do your research to find out what the other person really needs.
That's right.
So you can't just be all about what you want to do, but you have to be willing to listen, willing to investigate, willing to be a problem solver, to find out what the other person's problems are, and you have to be willing to have the patience and make the investment in order to do that. And that involves maturity.
Maturity,
right?
Listening and hearing.
Also consideration. You've got to have consideration for the other person's long-term goals, long-term benefits.
You've got to respect their goals.
Got to respect it.
May not be your goals, but it's their goals.
It takes an amount of courage. You have to be willing to take a risk because you are making an investment and making an investment in conducting business a certain way. So you're not going for the immediate gratification. You don't have what we call a low EQ, emotional quotient. You have a high EQ. You're willing to delay your gratification, so in the long term you can get a benefit.
That's good. That's good stuff. Good meat.
And then also you need to have an abundance mentality. Now, a scarcity mentality says, well, both of us can't win. Only one of us can win, right?
That's like a poverty mentality.
If you have a scarcity mentality, you're more likely to think win-lose, right? Or just strictly win. Because you're thinking there's not enough to go around, right? So I have to win and the other person has to lose because we can't both win.
There's enough room at the top for everybody.
if you're willing to have an abundance mentality, you're going to find ways that you can both win. And you're going to be willing to investigate and examine ways to come up with that third solution, again, through synergy. Synergy is number 6. So you're going to utilize synergy. You're going to work with the other person to say, what other options have we not considered that might work to the benefit of both of us?
So everybody can win-win.
Everybody can win-win.
Yes.
Then when you bring in that business partner to your business, you're going to have a long-term business partner.
Of course.
Because they're going to appreciate that you worked with them, that you really had their interest in mind.
You cared and you respected them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's win-win, guys.
Win-win.
We got to run because the sun's going down. And this is Eric and Victoria saying, hope you're having a great evening. If not, make it a great one. If, by the way, you like the information we're providing, please feel free to share it. If you have a team that's following you, share it with your team.
That's right.
Let's spread the good news about building your business properly. But if you're interested in a way to attract people to your business, attract people to your products in a way that's Facebook friendly, in a way that's leveraging the internet, please take advantage of our free 10-day attraction marketing boot camp. Just click the link above. Guys, we believe in sharing the abundance.
We do. There's enough room at the top for everybody.
Hey, abundance mentality.
Never a shortage.
Abundance mentality. There you go. And so with that, hope you're having a great evening. If not, make it a great one.
Excellence always prevails.